Okay, today I'm going to be testing my ethical range with the bow. Hunting season is right around the corner. I have an archery elk hunt in Montana coming up in a few weeks, and going to be doing some deer hunting after that, throughout the fall in Pennsylvania. I think every hunter's main goal is to make clean and ethical kills, especially with the bow. It becomes more of a challenge. So today we're going to be using a paper plate to determine what my ethical range is with the bow. Okay, so the dimensions of an elk's vitals are, from everything that I've read, somewhere between 13 and 15 inches in diameter. A mule deer is quite a bit less, and a white-tailed deer is around 8 inches in diameter. I'm going to be using this paper plate to kind of gauge that diameter. Now this is a smaller paper plate than most. I think most, the inner diameter here is about 8 inches. On this one, it is 7 inches. So it's an inch smaller than most paper plates. So with that being said, I'm going to give myself this outer rim as well to work with, which brings it to about 8.5 inches. So we'll just use the whole paper plate and just kind of see where we're at. Another thing I want to emphasize is trying to make this as real as possible. So with that being said, I'm going to be wearing what I'm going to be wearing in the field, which is my bino harness and my pack while shooting. You would be surprised how much different kind of your form is and how it feels shooting with a full pack and everything on. So definitely a good idea to start doing that as we get closer to the season, just to make sure that you're comfortable with how everything fits, how everything moves while you're shooting. You're shooting 4 arrow groups, so the idea is to keep all 4 arrows within the paper plate. Okay, 40 yards. This group right here is pretty good. The target was kind of angled, but happy with that. A little bit of a flyer, but we are still in the safe zone, so moving on to 50 yards. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so it looks like we're safe. We've got everything within the paper plate. A couple here I'm pulling to the left, so I need to check my form on that, but we're safe, we're in there, so let's move back to 60. Okay, here we are at 60. These are not too bad, pretty good groups, and then these are a little bit high, but we are still safe. We're still good. So, good out to 60. Start a little bit further. We've got two really good shots. This one here is just missing the safe zone. I think maybe it's a line breaker, but I don't think so. And then this one, just feeling the fatigue, definitely dropped it down pretty low. So there you go. No go at 70 at this point. Okay, so there you have it. Feeling pretty good out to 60 yards, honestly. But dropping back to 70 yards, those first two shots, I think it was the first two shots, were pretty close to dead center, and then the last two, my form slipped a little bit and, you know, didn't hit that paper plate. So as of right now, you know, I feel pretty good shooting out to 60 yards. Obviously, I want to get as close as possible. You know, 20 or 30 is way better than taking a shot at 60, but it's good to know that, you know, if the conditions are perfect, the animal's not aware of my presence, it's feeding, it's in a relaxed state, that I can make a confident shot out to 60 yards. I do have a couple weeks left before I'm heading out for my elk hunt, so I'm going to keep practicing, see if I can extend that range, maybe 5 yards, maybe 10 yards. But, you know, the goal is always to get as close as possible, and that's what I plan to do. Another thing to note is an elk's vitals are actually twice the size of this 8-inch paper plate. You know, they're probably around 15 inches or so. So it's good to know that there's a little bit of wiggle room there. And, you know, I'm kind of keeping it to that 8-inch standard just to be safe. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I've got a long way to go in this archery journey, trying to get better every day. I got to work on my form, got to work on, you know, everything. But it's a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys tuning in.